Hey guys, welcome to M Plants. Today I want to cover a few points, concerns that a lot of people have associated with Dieffenbachias, especially when it comes to these highly variegated Dieffenbachias. The most common concern is regarding the toxicity of this plant. Yes, the leaves are toxic only if you eat them, if you consume them. Nothing will happen if you touch them or if you come near them or if you smell them. I have been keeping this plant and other Dieffenbachias with me from many years, and nothing has ever happened to me or the people that I know of. So it is absolutely safe in that terms. However, having said that, if you have kids, babies in your house or pets like cats especially, you need to make sure that it is out of their reach and they should not be able to pluck the leaves of this plant and eat it. So that is something you should be careful of. The next thing that I want to cover is the key to success and a healthy Dieffenbachia plant, I would say, is the soil. Most important part. Just use a normal garden soil or a normal potting mix without adding any compost or cow manure, especially for these ones. What happens is when you use your normal potting mix, it's not very clay, it's very well drained soil. Like this is my outer pot and this is the pot where the plant is planted. It's a plastic pot, medium size pot with a lot of holes at the bottom, because I want, whenever I water my Dieffenbachia, the water should very easily pass out through the pot and it should not be locked inside the pot, because Dieffenbachia plant does not like wet soil at all. If there is no hole or if the soil is too clayey, if it's very rich in nutrients, then what happens is the water gets locked inside, it's too moist and the leaves start rotting up, the roots start rotting up, leaves start rotting up, and the plant dies eventually. So a well drained soil is a must. The next thing is, in terms of fertilizing this plant, the best thing to do is to add liquid fertilizer like seaweed fertilizer, sea salt, or those slow releasing fertilizer, and only fertilizing this plant in spring and summer, and absolutely not fertilizing it when it's winter, because in winter they don't grow. Right now it is summer in Australia and I do fertilize my plant every month. So what I would do is every month I would give it a good a seaweed fertilizer drink, and that's about it. Liquid fertilizer works very well, and I do not add solid compost or solid fertilizer, because what that will do is not only it will give nutrient to this plant, which is good, but it will then make the soil very rich and very moist, which this plant does not like. Keeping a proper timetable of watering this plant is crucial. Now there is no need to stress about it. What I would do is I would only water this plant if the soil is absolutely dry. I call it bone dry. So if the soil is very dry, that's when you water the plant. Also, when the plant is thirsty, because the soil is very dry, the leaves will go in the downward direction like this and it will start wilting. That's when you know that the plant is thirsty. It is indicating you that I'm thirsty, please water me, and that's when I would water my Dieffenbachia. But if the plant looks happy, if the leaves are erect like this, standing erect like this, they're tight, the plant looks absolutely fresh to me, there is no way I'm adding water unnecessarily, because overwatering is the primary reason that a lot of us, we kill our Dieffenbachias. Whenever you see any plant that has a lot of variegation on it, let's talk about Dieffenbachia today. These variegated Dieffenbachias, the first thing that comes to my mind is it needs a lot of light to maintain its variegation. If I keep it in my house somewhere where there is no light or very low light position, what happens is eventually the variegation will go. You will have those dark leaves with no variegation, and then what's the point of paying that extra money when you have got this plant that has a lot of variegation, because variegated plants are always more expensive compared to your normal ones. So the best thing to do is for Dieffenbachias to keep them in a place where they get a lot of indirect bright light throughout the day, I would say from morning till evening. That's what I do. I've kept it inside my house, but it gets indirect light, no direct sunlight, indirect light the full day. And that's why the variegation is so beautiful. The plant looks healthy. I got a very small plant and now it's like so many different stems are coming out. There are new leaves coming up, and when there are new leaves coming up, that's when I know that it's the best time to add fertilizer in my pot. I will be fertilizing it sometime this week because the last time I fertilized my plant, it was 4 or 5 weeks ago. So it's a perfect timing for me to fertilize it and give it that nutrient. So if we keep these few things in mind, which is, a well-drained soil, watering only if the soil is dry and the plant needs that water, and giving it that proper light position, then you will have a very happy Dieffenbachia plant. You will never see that your plant is dying or it's very sad, and only fertilizing it in that limit once in a month is more than enough. There's no need to add more than that fertilizer, because this plant is not going to bloom or it's not going to give you any fruit or vegetable. So it does not need that much of nutrient. It's just leaves. So if we keep these things in mind, you'll be having a very happy Dieffenbachia plant. If you feel that you've enjoyed this content, you've liked this content, do consider hitting that like button and also subscribing this channel and becoming the part of this family, because we share videos every week and I love sharing my gardening experience, things that I learn regarding gardening every week, and it might help you as well in your gardening. With that, I'll take your leave and I'll see you next time with another video. I hope you have a very healthy Dieffenbachia plant, but if there is any concern associated with this plant, or if you want me to cover care tips of any other plant or any particular topic about gardening, you can always share that in the comment section below and I'm more than happy to cover that topic for you. Bye for now.